So it happened again. Once again, I find myself in some midlife crisis, quarter life crisis, trying to figure out why am I stuck in my life. Business is not growing, clients are not coming, my life purpose seems like in a mess. So it happened again. Does it sound familiar to you? I am sure it's a cycle. It always happens. And then every time it happens, you have to dig deeper to what's really causing it. And I really think there is no end to this, because just as you break through a shadow, you break through a mindset block, and then the next thing happens again. So this is a continuous process. But however, what I know for sure is that every time I hit a roadblock, be it money, life purpose, business, relationship, anything, it goes back to my mother's story. Healing my mother's story is my life story. And it's a very complicated relationship because that person is my mother. And I realized that a lot of our problems, women problems, men problems, I don't know, whatever problems that they have, it stems from this thing called codependency. So what is codependency? Codependency is the opposite of independence. So I want you to imagine an independent woman, Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres, Michelle Obama, whoever you can think of. Think of their charisma, think of their demeanor. It's not squeamy, it's not mushy, they are confident. So how did they get to this place? It is by no accident. They know who they are. So hello, my name is Elyse-Anne. I'm a mother. I live in Singapore, and I used to be a flight attendant turned entrepreneur. And now my mission is to help smart women like you break the patterns of pain and break codependency, drop codependency, so that they can become the woman that they have always wanted to be. Now, if you actually think about this, the woman that you've always wanted to be, have you ever asked yourself this question, who are you? You know, for many, many years, I never asked myself this question, this one very simple question, who am I? And then I'm on this constant chase for success because I wanted to prove a point. So for 7 years, I did prove my point. I proved the point that I am not a waste of space. And in this 7 years, I also discovered many other things about myself. There is a need to be liked. There is a fear of success. There's a fear of failure. The need to be validated. The need to be loved. The need to just be something. The need for the environment to be right in order for me to be happy. If you can resonate with all these and your boxes are ticked and checked, most probably you do have a codependent relationship with the environment, with something, or even with your phone. Geez, I have a codependent relationship in my hair. I recently cut my hair like 3 times in a month. I haven't cut my hair for about a year and a half because I was trying to be Rapunzel. I wanted to keep my hair long and, you know, like how other successful women are, they have long curly hair. However, it got to a point where the ends were so frizzy that I need to cut it off. And the first time I trimmed it, I didn't express clearly what I wanted. So I got upset. And the second time I was being cheap with myself because I thought, hey, I really spent so much. So I went to some cheap salon and she screwed it up. And then it just didn't look good and I had to trim it again. So 3 times altogether I cut it, and I'm resisting not to cry because I have an attachment to my hair. I have an attachment to how I want to look. But like I said, the ends were broken, and I just take it as I'm cutting my hair and cutting those negative cords that no longer serve me, and restart again. And that's what life is all about. And to be honest, I am getting used to how I look right now, getting used to my hair length and how I have to manage it. And this is life, isn't it? Life is about changes. Life is about adapting to changes. The only constant in life is change. If you stop learning and growing, you'll be obsolete. So going back to my point, I realized that all my fundamental root problem stems from my relationship with my mother. It doesn't matter what kind of person she is. What matters is my projection and my relationship in my head with her that matters. Because at the end of the day, it's our mind chatter that drives us nuts. It's our mind chatter that dictates what we can and cannot do. You know, that little voice in your head that says, you're not good enough, you need more certification, you need to do more, you need to lose more weight, this and that. It's that voice. And let me tell you something, that voice does not belong to you. It belonged to someone else. And that someone else for me was my mother. That someone else for you could be a caregiver, could be a teacher, could be a father. Unless you have a system to override this voice will always be louder than your own voice, because for many years we weren't given the power or the confidence to speak our truth, right? And I know many women, I had a fear of speaking my truth. I would type something on my Facebook page or something, and I would delete it because I feel really bad. I want to be liked. I want to be right. I didn't want to look dumb. I didn't want to look stupid. So that was my truth, but I denied it. I didn't allow myself to speak my truth. And therefore, how many women do you know that got passed over for promotion? They are invisible. They are just not seen. They don't go on second dates. They don't know what to say because they don't want to say the stupid thing, and then that kind of thing. We all have a mask and a persona that we have, and this is just life. So if you want to become the woman that you've always wanted to be, then you need to feel her. You need to feel her to become her. And then you need to let go of all the false belief systems, all the labels that were put on you that weren't even your fault in the first place, but because you were not conscious. Before 7 years old, our minds are like a fish tank. We could not reject anything. We simply just accept it without questioning why it even happened. So therefore now you have an opportunity to be conscious again, to be aware of what's going on inside of you. As they say, as within, so without. What's going on the external is a reflection of what's going on inside of you. It took me many years to figure out that, okay? So you have to be completely responsible in order for you to make changes in your life. So therefore, it is time right now to remove all these labels that weren't even true. Somebody judged you and you accepted it. It is now time to override it and go within and ask yourself, who do you want to be? Be the woman. God created you for a reason. God didn't create you just to take up space. You are not here just to take up space. I was told when I was 15, my uncle told me that I'm just a waste of space just because I was taking drugs and I ran away from home and all that. I mean, nobody knew I could make something good out of my life. But at that point, I took it to heart. But now, because I wanted to prove a point that I'm not a waste of space, and because I've proven my point, what else is there to prove? There's nothing. So my mission, my passion, and it really lights me up to help women like you drop codependency so that you can create the life that you truly, truly want. You don't have to seek permission. You don't have to seek validation. You do it just because you want it, without breaking the laws, of course, legally and morally. Of course, that goes without saying, right? So it is time now. It is time now to take all that personal power back and become that woman that you've always wanted to be. You owe it to yourself because nobody's going to do it for you. All right, so click around. I have a few freebies and goodies to give you. And I look forward to getting to know more about you. All right, leave me a comment, send me a message. However you like to communicate with me, I am here for you. All right, so I'll talk to you soon, and thank you for stopping by. See you soon. Ta-da!